Why does my finger taste so gross? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Worldofzach here, and I am back for another video. I'm doing something like Vlogmas, not really Vlogmas, but I'm just posting a bunch of videos throughout the month of December. Try to get to somewhere between 12 and 25 videos. We will see how many I get, but so far we're doing pretty good. So yeah, before I jump into the video where we're talking about today, what you clicked on here for, which I will get into, and go ahead and grab your tissues or grab something. I'm trying to make it, I'm not gonna make it emotional, but before, like I said, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, get this video a big thumbs up, you know, deck the halls with balls of holly, subscribe to me so I will be jolly. Deck the halls with balls of holly, fa la 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 la. If you subscribe, I will be jolly, fa la 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 la. Na 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 na, fa la 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 la. Hey, da 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 holly, fa la 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 la. So yeah, I'll list everything that I have on my face down below, or probably won't. Just go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat so you can see all the details on this look and get updates with whenever I post, like different makeup looks and such like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the story, but I have my friend Julia here, so I might be looking away, looking at her, referring to her for some things and whatnot, to just give it more of a personal feeling. You guys, we're in a conversation, we're all talking, we're all here, we're all enjoying this and learning something from it. I don't want it to just be a sad time. I'll try to make some things funny. Try to make it a quick story so you just get the gist of what I'm talking about here, and I don't really want to reflect on it too much because you know, it's not the best thing. So yeah, well, when I was stationed in Turkey a few years ago, about what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, there was this guy that I was talking to, and his name was, we are not gonna go by his real name, which I'm pretty sure that wasn't his real name anyway. His name, we're gonna say his name was Mark. So, because Mark is a pretty general name, right? Okay, so we're gonna say his name was Mark. When me and Mark met, we were both stationed over there. I can't really say what he does, for many reasons, and I won't say or anything like that, but we're both stationed over there. We're both military personnel, and he was doing a job that's very kind of critical, really tough-ass, hard-ass job, whatever, something really cool. So the night that we met, it was a karaoke night, and I met him and a few other friends that he was with there at karaoke night. I was with a few of my friends. We were all drinking, having a good time, and him and his crew, they were over there like living it up, being crazy ass. They were being crazy, having a good time, enjoying karaoke night because their job was so stressful, so they were enjoying getting away, getting like some relaxing time, some drinking time and all that, you know, having a little drink, and so we met or whatever casually. Fast forward, we ended up texting, talking, hit it off as friends. We started everything that our whole situation was mostly just genuine good friendship. We vibed really well, just talking to each other. It was different than the rest of the people he worked with and like the relationship that I had with them. We connected like on a more like, I guess, real level. Not saying that the relationships that I had with other people there weren't real or as real. It was just a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like we vibed, we were here, you know, we couldn't, you know. So we talked pretty much every day from the day that we met. When we exchanged numbers, we talked through this app called Viber, which is kind of like WhatsApp. Most people know WhatsApp since we're overseas. We were talking through there, and we literally talked day in and day out. Within like week 2 of us talking, we were saying like I love you to each other, good night and good morning and stuff like that. We had already shared life experiences, life stories, and I was helping him go through some of his situations that he had going on at home, and he was helping me with situations I was dealing with there and back home, and just everything. We were pretty serious, but it was all just as a friendship. Nothing ever really got physical. It was all just a genuine friendship, and it was something I appreciated and enjoyed because it was somebody who liked me for me, enjoyed being around me, enjoyed talking to me, enjoyed like, you know, just seeing how I was doing, would like text me the other day, just see how my day was going, make sure they made an effort to text me at night. You know, it was something that everybody needs and should feel and deserves and all that stuff like that. And it was kind of new-ish for me, so I appreciated him for what he was, but it was legit just a friendship. Everybody else thought that we had something going on because our chemistry around each other was so legit and so like, I don't know, it was like everybody, like all the people he worked with, they would all ask like me, like when he'll walk away like, yo, are y'all like doing something, y'all fucking around or whatever, or this and that, like, and just like, no, we really weren't. We were just friends, but it was established that we both found each other attractive and everything like that. But he was straight, you know, he was straight, and I was okay with that. I was like, I was cool. I wasn't really expecting a relationship from him. but it wasn't like it wasn't a possibility. It's just something that I wasn't really hoping for because I didn't want to get my hopes up and be hurt by it. But it was just, like I said, it was nice to have that stability and that comfort and know that there was somebody who you could talk to any time of the day, especially in the stressful situation that I was in general. It was a relief, and nobody would want to let go of that, obviously, because who wants to let go of something that makes them happy when they're in a situation that is pretty much meant to make them sad and depressed, meaning like my location and the job that I was doing and the situation, the way that the world was going and all that. And it was just comforting to have somebody like that there, whether people understood it or not, and whether they thought we were fucking around or not, or messing around and like sleeping together or whatever, or he was like on a DL, this and that. That didn't matter to me. It was more so just like, this is a man who appreciated me for me, who I loved and he loved. Like, you know, it was something great and genuine. Like, we went through like the holidays together, spent time together for the holidays. And that was really nice, a beautiful thing. And went through the Christmas holidays together, got Christmas presents for each other, this and that, and just really, like, it was cool. We only knew each other for maybe like all together it was maybe like 3 or so months that we had been talking. Maybe like 2.5, 3 months we were talking, and within those 2.5, 3 months, it was the person. I had been in Turkey at that time for maybe like 6 to 8 months, and that was like, I had met so many people, so many amazing people, but I had never connected with somebody like I had with him within my military career and within being Turkey, being an adult away from home, making my own decisions and choices and stuff like that. Our connection was so amazing, and it was a mutual thing. Like, everybody else, all his coworkers are like, he talks to you more than he does any of us. You know more about him than any of us do, because, you know, of course I had to, you know, get the tea. Like, was he legit? Was he, you know, just bullshitting me around or whatever? Just like, was he a sickler asshole? What situation he got going on at home? All this and that. And everybody's just like, no, like, if anything, you would know, because shit, you the one he goes to for everything. You're his safe haven in a way. So that made me feel great to see people that he had known for years and years come to me and let me know that, you know, I kind of made him happy and like was part of, like, I was doing to him what he was doing to me, and that was just a great feeling. So pretty much what happened, where, you know, things went south and whatever, and I got my feelings hurt a little bit. He was leaving. We had known for a few weeks that he was leaving or so, leaving pretty soon. So we planned like a going away thing, and us like to hang out at least one more time and like exchange like going away gifts and this and that. And the night before I saw him, he was there like hanging out at the bar with somebody else, which was cool or whatever, but he was pretty much like acting funny towards me, not really as affectionate to see me, not as happy to see me, or to say goodbye to me at all. It was just really strange and really like weird, and I didn't know how to feel about it, because I didn't want to be upset because he was leaving, but I was upset because he was leaving, and we weren't like, it was like it didn't matter. Like, he was just, it didn't matter. Like, he was saying bye to me. And then I was kind of trying to play in my head like, oh, you know, maybe it's hard for him too or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to do that. And so the night that he was actually leaving, I'm texting him all day long like, hey, when can we meet up so we can say bye to each other, like have just a one-on-one, like legit just a hug and conversation. Like, I can like verbally say to him everything he's meant to me, and hopefully like we had already planned to see each other stateside when we got back home, like visiting each other on leave and such, and like see where things could go stateside, like how we vibe in a regular world, like everyday world. Those are the conversations that we had. Like, we legit had real ass conversations talking about our futures, not necessarily together, but the possibilities were there. And that was something that meant like a lot to me, because it was something like that I felt it was genuine at the time. So the day that he was leaving, like I said, I was hitting him up. I wasn't getting any responses at all. And then he finally hit me up like later on in the evening, was like, oh, we're gonna go see a movie, like me and like him and some other people were gonna go see a movie. And I was just like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And it was literally like 10 minutes before the movie started that he was gonna go see. And so I was like, okay, well, hit me up when you leave. We can meet here, whatever. And the text, he said they were going to see the movie, and they ended up at the bowling alley, which is where everybody went to before they would go. You know, like people go to the bowling alley before that, they go to the terminal. So I waited about an hour and a half, 2 hours for the movie to end and go to the bowling alley, which is pretty close by. So I get everything together, I get all dressed and stuff, and I go over there, and they're gone. And I ran into my other friend who I ended up meeting a couple days before. His name was Mark, because he comes along in a whole other story, because he ends up like this Mark. So yeah, so I ended up seeing Mark there, and he's like, what are you doing, whatever, and I was like, oh, I'm like coming to see Mark and say bye, and he was like, oh, they already left, like they're already at the terminal. And I was like, it's like hella early, like what do you mean? I'm like, they're supposed to be here. They told me, like he told me he was gonna be here. He was like, no, like I'm sorry, like he's not here. So I'm calling, texting, getting nothing. I see he reads the message, doesn't respond, like I'm getting nothing at all. I'm not just gonna pop up at the terminal and just seem kind of crazy and extra or whatever. So I just kind of go on about my night, don't say anything to anybody, just kind of treat it like nothing ever happened. Because I went the longest without telling anybody like what had happened. That pretty much I got like swerved hard as fuck. I got curved like a motherfucker. I got left in the dust.
He left me all the way over yonder and then carried on.
He left that night, and I haven't heard from him since the text he sent me about the movies. That was the last time I ever heard from him. And it's been almost 2 years now since that happened. And I still think about it here and there. I remember about a week or so had went by, still had got no response. I sent like the long messages. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody has done it, where you're in a situation with somebody that you care about and they don't respond to something like that, or they like kind of give you the cold shoulder, so you feel the need to take the blame for something like that you know you're not in the wrong for, but you do it anyway just to try to make it better. I did one of those things, and as I'm typing the whole message, I'm feeling like I know I'm not wrong in the situation, but let me say it just to try to salvage it and get that little piece of happiness that we had or whatever, or something. I did that, still got nothing, no response. He read it, I saw he had the read receipts were up on the app, read it, didn't respond, didn't give a fuck at all. That was a blow to the chest. Then things got really serious there, like at one point, and I know that he knew about it. Still, I never got a text to see how I was doing or anything. And it was at that point, and it had been like maybe 2 or 3 months after he had left, about 2 months or so. And at that point, I was like, literally, I gotta let it go. Deleted him, deleted the whole app altogether. All types of like no communication could be made at that point, and I was just pretty much over it. I talked to my friend Mark, who I saw that night, who told me that they were left, and he said that pretty much guys in his line of work, that's what they're known for, that's what they do, that's kind of their way of coping or whatever, not to take it personal. But it's hard to not take something like that personal when you shared something so what seemed to be genuine with somebody, and they can just leave you like you meant nothing at all. Like that's one of the hardest things to deal with. Like you shared something, you open up with somebody after you've already been hurt in the past, and it's hard for you to open up. You open up to somebody and they literally just pretend like you never existed or you don't mean anything at all. They build you up like you're something, and something's gonna be greater, like a bright future, or like, oh, happiness might finally be here, and then they just snatch it away. Like, you know. And what pissed me off was I got upset at myself because I let somebody do that, because I let somebody get the opportunity to take away my happiness. And I had to like evaluate myself, evaluate my life, and think about the fact that I had let somebody take away my happiness for months at a time, from weeks to months. Like I was unhappy because I tied my happiness to him. And when he left and didn't talk to me and left me, I was kind of like, there's like, what's the point in being happy or whatever, or just living super sad and questioning and thinking about it every day, day in and day out, instead of moving forward. Until legit, I had to think about it and like come to my senses and say like, all right, bitch, get it together. It's time to work. It's time to like get it popping and know your worth and know that you are everything and deserve so much more. And like, just because he couldn't see that, or he's going through his own things, doesn't like reflect on me. Just because he couldn't handle me doesn't mean that I like should like degrade myself or think that it's negative towards me. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? Like, just because, and hypothetically, I don't know this for a fact, but just because he wasn't ready for me and like my potential doesn't mean that I should like degrade myself or take credit away from me and what I have and my potential and what I can be, because there's somebody else out there who will appreciate it. Basically, it's like my whole point in all this, and that there's no need to like put all your happiness into one person and let them be the dictator of it, because if they do that, then they can destroy you within a moment. Like it's like that Monica song at the end of, I can't remember what song it was. She's like, you can't take my joy because you didn't give it to me. I don't want anybody to ever be like the reason I'm joyous and happy. I don't want to. Like, I want them to join me in my joy and happiness and in my light. Like, more concentrated on building my light, building my happiness, building my joy, building myself and my foundation so that somebody else can come on it and we can build it together. And if I were to lose that, I still have my foundation that I built before you. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, all right, you can come on and join me on this road, like on this boat that I just built that's popping or whatever, but if we crash and shit and you gone, I still got my boat. If that makes, you know what I'm saying? Not somebody to depend on and put all my stuff on, because if I put all my weight and all my trust and all my heart in somebody, like I want that to be somebody I legit 100% believe will have me and we have each other together. It's a mutual thing. It's something that is spiritual. It's more than just emotions and physical and all that. It's beyond, and it's something that you know and you feel 100% in your heart and your body. Like right now in this moment, focused on just building myself up more and more so I can be stronger, be more aware, and be cautious of those situations and know how to like build myself or something like that where it ever happen again. Growth is what I want people to do from it. Take from whatever the bad thing that you're going through and be able to go through it and grow from it and build for it in your future, because it's not something that needs to keep you stagnant, that you have to stay in just because you love somebody or whatever, or blame yourself or anything like that. Like I stated before, there's no need for that, and I hate seeing people like that. That's one of my pet peeves. Like, I hate people who feel the need to stay in a bad situation just because they don't know anything different, and they're scared to go through change. They're scared to like be alone for a moment. They're scared that nobody else will love them like that or something like that. Just fear. You need to live for you and do what makes you happy, sis. Pretty much.
Just do what makes you happy. Be happy.
And don't let no... can't say these things on the internet. I was about to really get racial. Alright, before I go on a whole huge tangent, because I have a whole other video about loving yourself, how to love yourself and everything like that coming up. If you guys do want to see that, let me know on Snapchat and Instagram. This now, just text me, email me. Also, I want to start a thing where I want people to like email me questions or hit me up with questions or topics to talk about to help them through life and certain situations or whatever, what they should do, this and that. It's like a whole little family thing. We can all get in on it. Everybody talk and run their mouth and stuff like that, because I know folks like to get their opinion on things that ain't got nothing to do with them. So I think it'd be cute. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys